And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live on YouTube. We are at the end of the Invitational. We're down to the final 10 in both scratch and the handicap division. In a few minutes, we will find out who made the finals. I didn't post the link yet.
Oh.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay. I guess I was going to share it, but I'm like, let's see it.
Okay, once you drop your equipment, I need scratch bowlers on this side, handicap on this side, please.
Don't know yet. I'm over my limit. Right now, it's fine. I'll let you know. If you leave, let me know. That's fine. Just don't shake the table. The camera is kind of... Yes. Because the floor is not level. YouTube, I just posted the link, actually. On Facebook. Yeah. Ready? All right. we're going to turn it over to Matt for player introductions.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bowlero Limerick Bowl for the finals of the 2022 Invitational Championship, the 23rd edition. Tonight, one of these 10 bowlers on each side will have their name enshrined in the history of an invitational champion for the PJBT. We'll explain the format in a moment, but first, let's introduce our 10 competing bowlers in each division. The top 2 seeds have a bye to the final 4. The rest of the bowlers will be competing in groups, Group A and Group B. Starting with the scratch division and our Group B, starting with number 10 seed, Jordan Shell. And in Group B, our number 8 seed, Daniel Robertson. The third bowler in Group B is Aaron Heckman. And the fourth and remaining bowler in Group B is Alex Horton. Now in Group A, we have number 9 seed Henry Hecht. Number 7 seed Gavin Courtney. Number 5 seed Nick Tomlinson. And number 3 seed Darren Zombro III. And our top 2 bowlers getting a bye to the finals. Our second seed, Mr. Brandon Bone. And our tournament leader at plus 301 for 9 games today, Mr. Ty Cara. Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our 10 finalists for tonight's scratch division invitational. Okay, now it is time to introduce our 10 handicap participants. Starting with Group B, our number 10 seed is Taylor Mills. Also competing in Group B, our number 8 seed, Lena Sherman. Our number 6 seed competing in Group B is Sydney Kleckner. And also competing in Group B, our number 4 seed, Ariel Gilmore. Now on to Group A. Group A is number 9 seed, Alex Stakowitz. Our number 7 seed, Aiden Long. Our number 5 seed, Ryan Lang. And in Group A, our number 3 seed, Luke Perryman. And then our 2 top bowlers advancing to the final 4 automatically. Our number 2 seed is Malia Briggs. And our tournament leader at plus 268 for 9 games is Gavin Lindemuth. Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our 10 finalists in handicap for tonight's Invitational Championship. All right, bowlers, please report to your starting lanes. You will receive 3 balls of practice on each lane, and we will begin the first round of the finals.
4 hours. Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any statistics. Trying to figure out what's going on.
All right, I am back. Had to say goodbye to my non-genetically proven offspring as he hits the road to go back to State College. We are to our final 10 in scratch and handicap. Looks like we're going to have handicap on the left, scratch on the right, and we got a lot of other matches going on as well. We'll try to get some sheets from Matt to let me know what the bracket is. So when Matt gets a moment, he'll get us the bracket. I do know Ty Cara is leading in the scratch division with Brandon Bone in second, so they get the buys to the semis. Gannon Lindemuth is one of the ones in handicap. He just won last week's bracket survivor tournament. Don't know who the other one is yet, because I was outside when the announcements are coming.
Same here. I was also on a fight myself. Me and Parker are trying to take care of some things here.
Oh, you and Parker. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were in.
So, yeah, we're just trying to take care of some things. So we're both on the phone trying to help his boy out. That's all I'm going to say.
Didn't know you were in the in crowd.
So I try to keep it low key.
I get you.
Try to keep it low key. Yeah, I don't know who's bowling who this match.
So the pattern that I chose for this event was the 2012 Asian Games long pattern. 45 feet of fun. It didn't play like too difficult early, but in match play they really seemed to open up.
They really opened up in match play.
Which you would expect.
First couple games, you saw some pretty good scores on Fresh. As a transition started, you saw a little drop in scores here and there.
Hi, Dolly. Glad you made it home. Wish I was home sitting on my couch right now.
Amen.
I'm kind of regretting not taking off of work tomorrow.
Amen again.
But I do work from home tomorrow, so it'll be a very easy day tomorrow. I'm not doing much. What? Well, I got about 30 steps, yeah. Yeah. The issue is going to be, though, getting out of bed to go down those 30 steps.
Little issue here.
So again, this is week 2 of our postseason. Next week is the Masters Tournament. That starts at noon up at Steel City Bowl and Brew. And then later on, that in the afternoon or late afternoon or early evening, we go to Haja Rose Bowl for squad number 2. And then Sunday, the finals are back at Haja this year. And then this postseason wraps up with Best 2.0 the following weekend at Leisure Lanes in Lancaster, new location. You can find information on those upcoming events on our website at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. That's www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. Any questions? Stacy loves hearing from everybody. She loves hearing from you all. With any question whatsoever, even if it's not PJBT related.
Any medical? Any medical questions?
Like any tax questions, she's your go-to. Don't hey. Lift your hand, please. Don't shake the camera. So you put your hand back on the table with the camera. As always, our message board is live and operational. Should you wish to chime in, let me know what you're doing. It's a beautiful day outside. I could have spent it on a golf course or something. Yeah, instead of being in a bowling center. Oh, we got a technical difficulties with something. I'm not really sure what the technical difficulty is, but okay. Anything to delay me getting home.
And me.
Yeah, you do have a slightly further drive than me.
Further drive than you. I drive past your place.
Yes, you do.
And it takes me another 20 minutes to get home from your place. Roughly. 15, 20.
But at least it's a nice, easy drive up that road.
Yeah, one road. And make a left on my road.
Hello, Heckman. Andy Yingling, home from Pittsburgh. I hope you brought me a pizza from Vincent's. That's the requirement for all my friends that go out to Pittsburgh. They have to stop at Vincent's on Ardmore Boulevard.
I didn't even stop there when I was out there.
What are you doing?
Bowlers of 11 to 18, please just hit the 2 bowlers button on the consoles. And just put in letters. Just put in A, B, C, D, and then I will modify the names.
You gotta remember, at least they're on the same pair as their opponent.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Zombro, I am attempting to pull up the scoreboards as we speak.
Man, them Zombros.
They're a pain, I tell you.
Man.
Always something with them.
Why does that Zombro name come up a lot in the bowling alley?
It is. It's kind of...
That Michael Zombro guy, man. Just curious. Or I don't know if he's just trying to make it work faster or what.
Any relation that you're willing to admit to?
My proven genetically not proven brother.
He seems like an alright guy. I don't know if he's got me hoodwinked or not.
Sometimes. Little delay here. We are trying to get everything going on. Matt's entering in names so we know who's bowling against each other. Yeah, right there's the Polaris.
And through the wondrous invention called shot layering, there's your scoreboard.
Is that better for you, Michael?
Now go away before I taunt you a second time.
Okay, bowling fans, time to begin. Hold on one sec. Our shootouts for the first round, groups A and B. Scratch division, on your left, on your right, my left, stage left.
To the right.
But you're right. We have Group A here on 15 and 16, Zombro, Tomlinson, Courtney, and Hecht. Off to your right is Group B, Horton, Heckman, Robertson, and Shell. The top 2 scores will advance to the second game. On the handicap side, you have Group A, Perryman, Lang, Long, and Stackowitz with their handicaps in. Matched just to the left of live stream is Group B, Gilmore, Kleckner, Sherman, and Mills. The top 2 bowlers will advance to the second game. All right, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand as we begin our first eliminator round.
All right, this is a one-game shootout. Winner moves on. Oh my God.
That's not a good way to start.
Scratch division, Darren going up. I saw that. Hey, I think I saw that a couple times last night.
Yeah,
Darren.
yeah. It's not that pattern, though.
Hey, is that the same pair, though?
No, he was on
No.
13 and 14. He was
you-
doing that.
no,
You
I
were
was-
on 15 and
I was on
16,
15.
leaving 5 counts.
Okay. I'd have 1-5 count. Alex Stackless leaving a 1-3-6. Becky Thomason making his 10. Gavin Courtney here on the left sends it wide, leaving a 1-3-6.
Hey, I see a 5-pin. I'm in.
I'm in. That ball gonna skid for Alex. Henry Heck on the right side here. Looked like he sent that a little wide too.
Alpha Riot says that 5 count looks familiar. Reminder, we are bowling on a fresh pattern. We're not on burn. And yes, you do see gold pins in. The bowling center did make a mistake and put gold pins in a little prematurely. Usually it's not till match 3 of the Invitational that we put the gold pins in, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody who's bowling has to bowl, you know, who's on those pairs are bowling on them. It's not some people, you're going up against people who are not bowling on them.
We all know the gold pins do a slight heavier. Thompson coming up, going pull that inside.
And he makes it.
Nice. Big split.
Just say it.
Up.
The bowling center is like boo-boo. No. It's
2-5. That leaving a 1-2-4. See the other scratch
So it
match
goes
here. I'm sorry about that. Thing where you're just off the cameras. Spare, and we have Aaron Heckman with an open. Alex Horton struck in the third.
Matt, we need a score change. They went.
And we do is saying there a lot of glitching.
Of bandwidth. Where
have
is Mr. Dixon? Is it?
See if we can work on this.
Huh?
We're good.
It's
I like 2.5.
Hit buffering if it
Because
says
I
excellent
went
connection.
back to one bar. Hey, don't fall asleep.
It's on 3 bars, so you should be fine.
And I'll plug it in and leave it sitting here.
It's just that time of year where we use it all. Plug into the router. They have a router right now. It's just here we can argue. Stay with me for a while.
The stream.
A month or something just to up it for June. Won't you pick a prize? You want a prize?
G955U. What can you see from your phone?
Well, at the moment. Well, now have him like. Where is it?
I think it's all lucky.
Go. Just like go.
Seriously?
Nice. Seconds like everybody else's did, then it started to buffer.
That concludes our first eliminator
yeah,
round
that-
for Resin. Goes to Nick Tomlinson.
Because Limerick's Wi-Fi is straight off Xfinity. And since I have Xfinity.
And our 7th place finisher, getting an $80 scholarship and a Resin award goes to Alex Horton.
And Limerick doesn't have like a private network.
On the handicap side, our 10th place
Not that
finisher,
anybody knows what
receiving
the
an
passwords are.
$80 scholarship and award goes to Taylor Mills.
And their passwords always, like theirs suck every year anyway. We always used our box.
No, I want the Wi-Fi off. I want to try it.
Our 9th place finisher, receiving an $80 scholarship, goes to Aiden Long.
Are we still connected to it?
$80 scholarship and award goes
for
to
30
Sidney
seconds.
Kleckner.
Now it starts to buffer again.
Because I
Put
released
it
3
more
5G
towards
bars.
like.
And officially our 7th place finisher, getting an $80 scholarship and award goes to Ryan Lang.
Do you want me to go read you some of that?
No, my black one, all the way over at the end.
Okay,
is the
we'll
Wi-Fi.
begin our eliminator round 2.
Oh, you can take out yours?
Yeah.
Less bars over here.
It's hot spot right now. Seeing if we could.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just
Yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know if you knew or not.
No, yeah, we know. Oh, trust me, the moment it doesn't work, I know about it.
Okay, we are down to 2 bowlers in Group A and Group
What?
B. They will be
dead?
switching pairs.
No,
Oh,
we ran out.
Balls of practice.
Three almost 4 bars right there. Someone could have had a plug in somewhere already at this table here.
Well, yeah, it's not. You can do that too.
so you're not getting anything with mine.
I don't know if I go off their Wi-Fi. All right, though.
Eh? I don't know. I don't care.
I just disconnected it from my watch and everything.
Well, our month doesn't start on.
It's mid.
Fans, it is time to begin.
So that's what we're gonna have to figure out.
3 dots on the far right of the screen.
Really?
The wireless network menu onto your left. Add network.
Connected. Ethernet connected. Excellent connection, and it buffers.
Getting it with me
Only have
too.
3 bars.
Yeah, it happened with you too. It's weird.
She's so tired, she's gonna love getting back in bed.
All right, fingers crossed that we might actually be working on about our 7th hotspot attempt.
We owe that man a cookie.
Bobby to the rescue.
Bobby Barker to the rescue. Come on down.
We owe this man a cookie.
All right, so I have no idea who won the first matches. If someone could
A couple bowlers.
could clue us in.
Hold on. Tournament Director Matt is coming in. Okay, to bring everybody up to speed, in our first groups, in Group A for Scratch, Gavin Courtney and Darren Zombro III advanced, eliminating Nick Tomlinson and Henry Hecht. In Group B, Aaron Heckman and Daniel Robertson advanced, eliminating Alex Horton and Jordan Schell. And it ended out officially 7th place finisher Alex Horton, 8th place Nick Tomlinson, 9th Henry Hecht, and 10th Jordan Schell. The scratch matches that you see at the moment is on the left pair here. We have Aaron Heckman bowling Daniel Robertson for the win of Group B in scratch. Just off to your left on 11 and 12, we have Darren Zombro III taking on Gavin Courtney to win Group A. These 2 bowlers who win will make the field for the final 4 with our top 2 seeds. On the handicap side, to your right, Group A's results was Alex Stakowitz and Luke Perryman defeating Ryan Lang and Aiden Long. Group B saw Ariel Gilmore and Lita Sherman defeating Taylor Mills and Sydney Kleckner. Officially, 7th place finisher in handicap was Ryan Lang. 8th place was Sydney Kleckner. 9th place was Aiden Long. 10th place finisher was Taylor Mills. The match that you're watching on 15 and 16, that's about halfway through, is the matchup for the winner of Group B for handicap. Ariel Gilmore taking on Lita Sherman. Just off to the right of live stream on 17 and 18, we have Luke Perryman taking on Alex Stakowitz. There you go, gentlemen.
Hey, thanks.
This is what it said. This makes me think it's switched over.
Wi-Fi only.
No, it says data usage not available. That's usually what pops up on the plan change. Never looked into it, but that's not-
Yes, we should now.
Yeah, we have a plan for it. Stuff like that.
$10.
I'll put that in.
All right, so my sincere apologies that it took us forever to find someone's hotspot that works. The manager of Bowlero to the rescue. We're using his private hotspot on his phone, and for the moment it's up. We're in the process of upgrading our plan to 100 gigs a month, so this will never be an issue anymore. On the handicap match that's just off screen, we got a really good match going on between Luke Perriman and Alex Stakowitz. It is a 1-pin match going into the 10th frame with Luke Perriman ahead. we'll keep you up to date what's going on there. It's 175, 174. Alex is going to be throwing on 17. And he strikes. Luke now goes, and he strikes. So both bowlers have struck. Alex now up again. They're not kind of following our, pro style here. Alex, 9 counts. Luke, 6 counts. So don't forget, Luke is up by a pin. So if Alex can make this spare, he will force Luke to make the spare to win. If Luke gets 3, we'll have a tie. Alex does not make the spare, so now Luke only needs 3 to win. And the ball is on its way, and he gets none. So Alex Stakowitz wins 193 to 191 in an unbelievable match. In our other handicap match, it's pretty close right now between Ariel Gilmore and Lita Sherman. 16 pins is the difference. Lita struck in the 7th. Ariel up in the 7th. In the scratch match that's on our live stream on the left, Aaron Heckman is up by 30. And in the scratch match off screen to our left, Gavin Courtney with 105 in the 6th with a double in the 7th and the 8th. Zombro at 129 in the 7th with a spare in the 8th. So that match is really close as well. Zombro up in the 9th, and he gets a 5 count on a spare with a split. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. So thank you all for sticking with us. It's been one heck of a weekend is all I'm going to say. I still haven't got my $6. Not after throwing a 3 count on a double. You don't deserve it. You did spare. A split was made not by Zombro, but by Daniel Robertson. And Robertson leaves another split in 8-10. Gavin Courtney now up in the 9th, and he splits. Not sure why Daniel didn't wait, or Gavin didn't wait until Daniel walked off the approach, because he was thrown right next to him. That's a mistake, in my opinion. But Gavin will be, he gets 1, he will be up going into the 10th by 7 pins. So if Gavin could double in the 10th, he will shut out Zombro. As a reminder, Zombro finished 2nd last year, and he was also Player of the Year. He was trying to become the first bowler ever to win the Invitational and win Player of the Year in the same year. Lita Sherman split in the 8th. She's shooting at the 3, 4, 10. Gavin Courtney goes high in the 10th, so now he cannot shut out Zombro. But if he can make the spare and get 4, he will force Zombro to double. Zombro does have 3 strikes in this match. Only 1 though, or no, he's got 2 of his 3 strikes are on the lane he's finishing on. Gavin Courtney does make his spare. It was the 2, 4, 7. Aaron Heckman on a double. He went triple 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, double. She's got a good poker hand going on. Lita Sherman strikes in the 9th. Right now she is down 5. Ariel up in the 9th. If she strikes, she will be up 5 going into the 10th. Daniel Robertson got 1 on his 8-10 split. Ariel leaves the 4-5. Gavin Courtney did strike, so now Zombro needs to double to move on. Ariel gets 1 on her split. She's got 183. Zombro barely gets the 10 out. Half hit, got the 10 out. Ariel now up in the 10th. She comes in high and leaves the equivalent of what Lita Sherman left, the 2, the 7, and the 10. And Zombro does get the double. So now he will need, you know, he is Mr. 5 count if you were watching last night. He will need 8 to advance here. He just throws it straight and gets 9, and that's enough for a 180-178 victory, and he moves on to the final 4. Lita Sherman needs 6 pins and 2 balls to move on to the final 4. And it looks like she gets 8 right there. That's going to be more than enough, so she shuts out Ariel Gilmore right there. And it looks like Aaron Heckman is going to move on to the final 4 as well. In fact, he has shut out his opponent. So once again, we would like to thank Bob, manager here at Limerick, for allowing us to use his hotspot, which has gotten us back on. Lita Sherman with a 197-190 victory. Alex Stackwitz with a 193-191 victory. Zombro, 180-178 victory. And Heckman will be at least in the 220s. If he strikes here, he will be in the 230s. I'll try it at home. That's the last thing I need to do, and then not be able to get back on his.
You know what? I'm going to try to connect to it and see if it works. I'll see if I can stream something. Does this box seem like it needs to be replaced at all, or is it still okay?
Works fine for me.
I just keep getting emails about replacing it, so I figured I'd ask you.
All right, Aaron Heckman then with a 225-174 victory. No, Ryan. The number one and number 2 seeds are automatically in the semifinals, so you'll be seeing them coming on next.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our group bowling for this year's Invitational Championship. Time to give out our awards. Finishing in 6th officially in the scratch division, receiving a $125 scholarship and acrylic award goes to Daniel Robertson.
Daniel Robertson.
And our 5th place finisher, officially in the scratch division, getting a $125 scholarship and award goes to Gavin Courtney.
Gavin Courtney.
Cody tore a pec muscle.
And officially, this year's 6th place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $125 scholarship and award goes to Ariel Gilmore.
Ariel Gilmore.
And our 5th place finisher in handicap, receiving a $125 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Luke Perryman.
Luke Perryman. All right, let's warm up for the semis.
Okay, we are down to our final 4. Our top 2 seeds will rejoin the field. Handicap division. I need the 4 remaining bowlers on this pair, 13 and 14. We will have Gannon Lindenmuth versus Alex Stakowitz. And in the other match, head-to-head, Malia Briggs will take on Lita Sherman. On the scratch side, on 15 and 16, it will be Ty Cara taking on Aaron Heckman. And in our other match, it'll be Brandon Bone versus Darren Zombro III. All right, bowlers, when you get to your lanes, 3 balls of practice.
All right, we are getting ready for our final 4. There will be 2 matches on each pair. Gannon Lindemuth taking on Alex Stakowitz. And Malia Briggs taking on Lita Sherman. Over on the scratch side, it is Brandon Bone taking on Aaron Heckman. And Darren Zombro III taking on Ty Cara, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself, but I think I'm correct there. Each bowler gets 3 balls of practice here for their matchups, and then we will begin with our semifinal match. I like your prediction, Ryan. We will see if it holds true. All 4 of our bowlers in the scratch division have been pretty well locked in for about the last 3 hours, so I think we're going to see some entertaining matches here for our semifinal. I'm connected to it, and I haven't had an stream issue, so we are there as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I could say it's been one heck of a weekend.
Exhausted would be a good word.
As usual. This is always an exhausting weekend.
Kudos to my wife this weekend. She worked tirelessly over the last 3 weeks.
She has,
setting
absolutely.
all of this up. So sometimes I had to take a step back and just let her do her thing.
Yeah.
Like a good husband should.
Absolutely.
We must really be dragging this out, killing time. Just doing this for 10 minutes. We'll see. We had the issue with this. So I connected to it to see if it makes sense. So I'm sure it does. No, it's head-to-head now. It's now head-to-head. Yes. Cross.
Man, what is this? I feel bad for the kids that still have school tomorrow. What about people that have work tomorrow?
That's true.
Like me.
Technically, I have work tonight.
Technically.
I'm supposed to be there in a half hour.
I don't think
If
that's
we're getting-
happening.
If we're getting technical.
So coming in the scratch is Ty Cara and Brandon Bone, and the handicap was Gannon Lindemuth and I believe Malia Briggs. Gannon won our bracket survivor tournament last week in the handicap division. Just holding off Tafik.
Very well bowled match there at the end.
Yes. I was thinking about taking off too tomorrow, but working from home, I could have off anyway. Just have a nice, relaxing day. You should try it, Stacy. You should try to do emergency room procedures from your house. Just, have the ambulance diverted right to your address. What would you think if you came home from work and saw a triage unit in your living room?
I might ask some questions.
Hey, I got to worry about my grades too. I have grades. Kids got to worry about their grades. Heck, it's not like when I went to school, now you just spell your name right and they give you a passing grade. Go ahead, Matt.
On to our semifinal matches, bowling fans. It is time for our two semifinal matches now on live stream. The winners of these individual semifinal matches will then bowl each other for the invitational title. Starting on the scratch side, to your right, we have top seed Ty Cara taking on number 6 seed Aaron Heckman on the top two bowlers. On the bottom two, the other match, we have number 2 seed Brandon Bone taking on number 3 seed Darren Zombro III. The winner of those two semifinal matches will bowl each other on 13 and 14 for the title. On the handicap side, we have top seed Gannon Lindemuth taking on number 9 seed Alex Sakowitz. In the other match, we have number 2 seed Malia Briggs taking on number 8 seed Lita Sherman. Handicaps are in. The winners of these two semifinal matches will bowl each other on 15 and 16 for the title. Bowling fans, we started with 141 bowlers today. We are down to 8. Let's give them a nice hand as they begin the semifinal matches.
All right, off we go. Looks like Alex Stackwoods will be starting us off. He is actually giving 8 pins to Gannon. Gannon who strikes, Alex starts out with a washout. I don't think there's been many times we've seen Alex on the live stream where he's giving pins.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Ty starts out with a strike. The other handicap match, Malia Briggs will be giving Lita Sherman 42 pins. I'm only an accountant, don't worry. Alex gets 3. Malia. Coming up light, 128. Reminder, we are on our gold pins. Brandon. Lost it a little bit outside, left a 3-9. Aaron Heckman started out with a strike. Darren Zombro, the third, with a number 6 on his back. A few more pins than he was getting on a shot or two last night. East Coast got more than 5. Malia gets 2 out of the 3. Lita Sherman now up. That's going to cross over and leave the 7, 9, 10. I used to leave that a lot as a kid. That could have been a strike and wound up being a pocket 7, 9, 10. Alex gets 5. Brandon made his spare and Zombro struck. Ty now up, frame 2. And 4 pin. Lita trying for a field goal, gets the field goal. Alex makes his spare. Gannon gets 6. Heckman comes in high, leaves the Greek Church. So this is where you want to make sure you get 3. It's very early in the match. You want to get 3. If you get it in the right spot, you'll get 4. And if you're really, really, really lucky and get it in the right spot, you'll get 5. But you definitely want to make sure you get 3. Oh, hello, Ezekiel.
It's Elias's younger brother.
Yeah, sure, why not? Lita up, frame 2. That's going to hit pocket. He's the 5-8. Malia. Great form on Malia. She goes 10 back. Heckman got the 4.
Speaking of 5.
Speaking of 5 counts, yes. Non-genetically proven son chiming in. Lita does not get any on her spare. Brandon Bone comes in light again, this time just leaving the 3 pin. What in the bowling is that kid doing? Okay. There's a couple kids out there. Don't know which one you're talking about. Gannon with a strike in the third. Alex, that's going to hit pocket. Coming in a little hot. He's just a 6-pin. Bone makes his spare. Malia, 2-pin. We almost had a full field this year. 141 bowlers. Full field would have been 144. Peaches decided to slack a little bit and not find us a couple of last-minute bowlers. Slackers. Peaches is such a slacker.
Just couldn't go all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Matt Bort's no-show. Don't know why.
Yeah, don't know where he was. He must have had better things to do.
Probably bowled on a house shot tournament somewhere.
Probably. Berks Lanes must have had something.
Lita up in the third. That's looking good. 3-pin. Zombro on a double. Bone now up in the third. That's a good shot. That's his best shot so far, the 3. If you just tuned in, today's pattern is the 2012 Asian Games long pattern. So if you were a youth in 2012 and you were bowling over in Asia, you may have bowled on this pattern.
Probably.
Yeah. Alex gets 3 out of the 5. 4 out of the 6, I guess. He's got 125 with his handicap in the 4th. Lita makes her spare. So let's see here. She had a 7 count, an 8 count, and then a 9 count. We know what's next. Then let's hope it doesn't start at a gutter and works her way up. Zombro hits 9, gets 9. Gannon, 5-7. Pocket split. You know, I saw my non-genetically proven one leaving a 5-7 today. Then he had a ball change immediately after. Zombro makes a spare. Gannon, field goal. Mr. Miller, there's no need to let me know like when he's up again because you're about 45 seconds behind me. When you hear me talking, I talked about 45 seconds ago. So there's no need to say he's up now because he won't be up now. And what does he say? This is the kid that's up now. It doesn't help. Malia with a split. Lita did not get the strike. She got a 7 count. Yes, non-genetically proven one, you did make the 5-7. At least we know he's listening.
It's got you on the car stereo.
Sure. Why not? Gannon gets the 7-pin.
As everyone should.
As everyone should. Malia not getting any on her spare attempt. That's a little boo-boo. Ty missing his spare. Boo-boo there. Zombro puts up his 3rd X in 4 frame. Let's see if Bone could double. Alex Stakowitz. 9 and a wiggle. Alex trying to do what his sister has done twice so far, winning the Invitational Tournament. And that's a double for Bone. I don't know. I've never seen this Bone kid bowl before. He must be new.
He is.
He is, yeah. Alex makes his spare. I don't believe I've ever heard of any Bones bowling before. No.
What a weird name.
It you know. Sounds kind of French, doesn't it? We'll have to check on that. The nationality of that last name.
Boone.
Oui, oui. Parker's just not paying attention to us right now. We were just chatting about the nationality of your last name.
Oh, French.
Ah, see?
There you go. You were right.
German. That would make sense. Hey, whatever, you know, with my last name being German, we could go to the House of Schnitzel whenever you want.
You're right. We probably could. I don't know if I can get served any faster, but.
No.
Ty and Aaron both leaving 10 pins. Spare for Ty.
I'd say each match on the scratch side is as close as it can get.
Yes. Yes. If Heckman makes his, he and Ty are tied. Lita shooting at a 6'10". That's got a chance, and she makes it. Heckman makes his 10 pin. So that match is tied. Let's see where the Bone Zombro match is. Not quite sure what Brandon was doing there. Area check. Weird time for an area check. If we spot Parker 30 pins, who wins? Parker or Jason? Again, I'm eligible for the senior tour in less than 30 days, and I already you got
the Turbo X all cleaned up.
I got the Turbo X. I got the Turbo X all cleaned up.
And the CUDA.
And the CUDA C. It's all ready to go. But as I said in my speech today, the only place I know I could beat Parker in is in the Denny's All You Can Eat Senior Tour. I'm pretty sure I could have Parker there. Parker would win. He's left-handed. That's all we need to know. I was not. I will say the sport of bowling passed me by because I had literally about a 3-degree tilt when I was in my heyday. So long oil and me would not go good together. Short oil and me went great together. Yes, Ryan, the Turbo X was really good. Second ever resin ball ever made. Behind, who knows what the original resin ball ever made was. I know Ryan Graham does, so don't say it, Ryan. And yes, I had the original resin ball ever made. The Excalibur, the peanut. We heard from the peanut gallery. I have a funny story about that Excalibur that I should tell sometime. Thank you, Frankie May. Heckman with a 9 count, Ty with an 8 count. Damn straight lefties rule, uh-huh. right, in the handicap match, we got Gannon with 176 in the 6 with a spare in the 7, and Alex at 167 with an open in the 7. So advantage Gannon. In the other match, Lita at 142 after 6, and Malia at 118 after 6. So remember, Malia was given 42 pins, so she has chopped some into the lead. Yes, Frankie May gotta want it. I need to learn gender. Okay.
Yes, you should retract that message.
Not quite sure what that meant. I'm going to assume that they meant to say something else.
It was your boy.
He needs to learn how to bowl and not leave 8 pins and 4 9s in spots that are important. Zombro picking up the split.
How many pins did he miss the top 10 by?
He missed by 40, and he left a solid 8 in the 9th of game 1 and left a 4-9 in the 9th of game 2.
And lost 3 matches by less than 20 pins.
Well, the last match, when he bowled Zombro had a really, really good game. It was in the 240s or 250s. And Daniel threw the ball very well that game, hit the pocket every frame, I think. Left a 7-pin and a 10-pin and a 4-pin, I think. So obviously the 4-pin's a little high. Yes, he needs to learn to bowl two-handed. That's what he meant to say. Yes, you
that'll
do.
fix all his problems.
Yes. He could go to the Walter Ray School of Two-Handed Bowling. Ty leaves a 10-pin. Alex did strike in the 8th. Lita up. She's going Jersey. And leaves a 5-7. She can make this. Just bump 3 boards left and throw your same shot. Zombro goes 10 back. Gannon opens in the 8th, so that match gets a little closer. Lita will get 1. Ty misses his 10-pin. You don't want to do that in the semifinals of a close match, that's for sure. Malia comes in light, leaves the double wood 2-8. How does the Masters work? Well, we'll explain that as we're warming up for the finals, so stay tuned. Or Ryan Graham could just explain it, since he's doing such a good job. Brandon comes in high, leaves a 6-pin. So if he makes the spare, he will be down 8, but Zombro is on a strike. Malia picks up the double wood. She's catching up on Lita. Gannon went 1 and 7. So he's got 205 or 206. Screen change too quick for me to see. Big shot here for Alex. If he could find a way to double. 10-pin. I thought he doubled for a second though. No, we haven't done the Tournament of Champions for a while. We decided we needed a break after best. All right, this is a big spare for Alex here. If he doesn't make the spare, he'll be down by 11 going into the 10th. If he makes the spare, then technically he's up by a pin. Malia strikes in the 9th to put pressure on Lita. Alex will not make his 10-pin, so he'll be down by 11 going into the 10th. So he's going to need to mark. Maybe even or 2 more. Heckman up in the 8th. Misses way right. Gets a 6 count. Ty struck in the 8th. So if Heckman makes the spare, he'll be up by 13. Bone comes in high. Leaves the 4-7. Action is fast and furious. What is Lita going to do here in the 9th? That's going to hit the head pin. 3-6-9. Heckman, what the Heckman, makes his spare. Bone does not make his spare. That's a miscue. Lita gets 2. Alex got 9. He's going to need to make this 7 pin, and he will not. So that means Gannon Lindemuth is on to the finals. Zombro has to shoot at a bucket, and he misses the bucket. So that's a 9-pin match with 2 frames to go. Gannon will win his match and move on to the finals, trying to win back-to-back events to start the postseason. He wins 215-204. Lita gets 7. Heckman up in the 9th and strikes. Malia comes in light, leaves the 2-8 double wood. So Lita now is going to need to make the spare. Got a chance. Oh, what a bad break. 176. And Malia Briggs will be moving on to the finals to take on Gavin Lindemann. Bone gets 9. Zombro got 8, and I'm guessing by the 2 pins he left, he must have crossed over. Zombro spares, so he'll be up at least 9 going into the 10th frame. Malia Briggs, 193-176 victory over Lita Sherman. Bone spares, so he's down 9. In the other match, Ty could strike out for 202. Heckman could strike out for 205. So it's a 3-pin lead for What the Heckman. Ty starts. He goes 10 back. Great ball. Basically puts Heckman in a must-strike situation. And he leaves a 10 pin. Now the best he could shoot is 185. Ty basically needs just to keep it on the lane and get pins. I do not know, Ryan. That's what Ty does. He gets 9. That will be more than enough. And Ty Kara on to the finals. And in typical Ty fashion, he misses the spare. 190. And Heckman will finish at 184. So great run for Aaron. He was like seeded 22nd or something like that after qualifying, and he made it all the way to the semis. Bone 7 pin. Not out of it yet. If he could spare strike, he will force Zombro to mark. And Zombro strikes. That is going to all but end that. So Zombro will make it to the finals back-to-back years in the Invitational. Tafiq Smith chiming in. How you doing there, Tafiq? All right, Zombro with a 202-193 victory. So 2 close matches. Actually, all the matches were close. As we usually see in the semis.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our semifinal matches for the 2022 Invitational. Officially our 4th place finisher in the scratch division, receiving a $250 scholarship and award goes to Aaron Heckman.
Aaron Heckman, 4th place.
And
Great
our 3rd
bowling.
place finisher in the scratch division, receiving a $250 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Brandon Bone.
Brandon Bone, 3rd place, scratch division.
On the handicap side, our 4th place finisher, receiving a $250 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Alex Stakowitz.
Alex Stakowitz, 4th place, handicap division.
And our 3rd place finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $250 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Lita Sherman.
Lita Sherman, 3rd place, handicap division.
Congratulations. All right. Kara and Zombro to 13 and 14. Lindemuth and Briggs to 15 and 16 for the title match.
All right, so while we got time, I need a bit of a break just for a couple minutes. We're going to ask Josh to talk about the next 2 weeks, if he doesn't mind.
I think I can handle that.
Thank you.
So next weekend, we are in Allentown for the Masters. Saturday at 12 p.m. at Steel City Bowl and Brews. We will bowl 5 games there. And then we'll take an hour lunch break, and then we will head over to Hajar Rose Bowl and bowl 5 more games. And after the 10 games, we will take the top 16 to Sunday morning to a bracket. You can
balls in each lane for our title match bowlers.
you can sign up for that tournament online right now if you have a credit and you listen. Yeah, if you have a credit and you qualified through PJBT, it's $80. If you're walking in without credit, it's $110. You can take care of that at PJBTBowlingSeries.com. You do have the option to use scholarship money to pay for that event. And then the following weekend, we are in Lancaster at Leisure Lanes for the best tournament, the best 2.0. The PJBT is taking over the best tournament. Friday night, we have the Trios tournament. 3 bowlers from the same state, the Battle of the States. And then Saturday, we have qualifying for the best tournament. Starting at 9 a.m., we bowl 5 games, then we take a lunch break, and then we come back and we bowl 5 more. And then we will take the top, I believe it's 24 bowlers, I think. I don't quote me on that. But I think it's the top 24 bowlers move on to Sunday. And then we go, I believe, 24, 16, 8, and then to the finals. I could be wrong, but that's just off the top of my head from what I remember. You can also sign up for that tournament. Early bird entry for that event is $120. Walk-in the day of is $160. And that you can also find at PJBTBowlingSeries.com, all of the information you need there. Finishing up our practice shots here, it will be Ty Cara taking on Darren Zombro III. In the scratch division, over on the handicap side, it will be Gannett Lindemuth taking on Malia Briggs. As soon as everyone's done with their practice shots, we will be off and running with our title matches.
Might be the meanest match.
Joining me in the live stream booth right now, the man of the day, Mr. Parker Bone III, our special guest for the weekend.
How are you, my friend?
Well, it's been a long weekend, but we are down to 1 game.
It's been a long weekend, but you know what? It's been a very fulfilling weekend.
Absolutely. A smooth weekend.
Mm-hmm.
No hiccups. Everything ran really well, and no complaints. Just
that's for sure.
Yeah. 1 more game to crown a champion.
It's really awesome to watch this event and the way that it unfolds when you guys bring out all of your awards, you know, and the recognition that you show through all the bowlers through the entire season. And then they come out there and all line up, and you, I don't want to say just present them, but you recognize the bowler, the name, where they're from, in front of everyone.
One of my favorite parts of the weekend is the bowler introductions. So it's
And I tell you, I think a lot of kids actually really enjoy that too, because they get to walk down back, they get to see the pin setters.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, definitely.
I like the handicap bowlers. I was back there one year, and they're just like, their eyes are huge. They're like, wow.
Yeah, well, you know, it's unlike the standard introduction anywhere else.
Yeah.
yes.
You know, the bowlers line up at the foul line if they make the step ladder format. Whether it's 5-man, 8-man, 6-man, 10-man, it doesn't make a difference at that point. So, and when you look at all of that, now 60 of them get to take and go into the back. And it's okay, we have somebody's phone.
Where is he? I'm supposed to get him.
So,
And has elected to start the match on lane 15.
Wait.
Parents, we started with 141 bowlers. We are down to our final 2 in each division. Let's give them a nice round of applause as they begin their title quest to take home the Invitational Championship. Good luck.
We're good. Well, we were good. Now we're good.
All right, and we're back. So Matt just introduced all the bowlers. Gannon will be starting the handicap match. Darren starting the scratch match.
Yep. Well, what I was going to say is you put out a pattern designed by Kegel, and it's a pattern that really makes these youngsters work really, really hard.
Yes.
I mean, when I watch the scoring pace of a multiple number of different events that go on around the country, I will firsthand tell you that even though we're talking about youth bowlers out here, if you give them an opportunity to go out there and strike, oh my God,
absolutely,
they are going to strike. So, and although there were some frames that were thrown away, some relatively easy spares, you know, I see that from time to time out on the tour, and well, I hate to tell you, but I've probably been one of those that missed occasional spare.
And certainly a pattern today befitting of the magnitude of this event.
Yes. But,
45-foot long pattern today.
But the players that are here right now, you know, regardless of what division they're in, they certainly have withstood the test of time.
Absolutely.
And outdistanced themselves, whether it's been a one-game match or a, let's say, 10-game atmosphere to get to this point.
Ty and Darren both starting off with strikes. Gannon missed his spare. Malia chops hers.
Gave it a chance.
Yeah,
just put
definitely.
it right where it needed to be, and unfortunately took the 3-pin straight back.
Both divisions today, a $1,000 scholarship for the win, $500 for second.
And they get their name immortalized on the banner.
Absolutely. We're out of room for banners. We're going to have to start making some plans.
You're going to start hanging banners on poles.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
We certainly will be. I see a lot of names out there from back in my high school days.
High school days.
High school days.
At least you can remember that. That's really far back for me.
That's when it all started. I bowled championship weekend, championship Sunday, quite a few years.
I never knew that. You actually bowled this tournament champion? Oh my God.
One of the last years that we were at Blue Ball, I was the first alternate on the list to make the tournament, and it was full. Mm-hmm. And Travis found out 2 hours before the event that one of the bowlers couldn't bowl. I get a phone call. I'm laying in bed sleeping. Do you want to bowl? I'm like, I was a half hour away. I'll be there.
Of course.
I'll be there in a half hour.
That's awesome.
So
we watch a late 7-pin fall down there for Gannon that last shot. But yeah, you have an opportunity to bowl in this event right here. You have to jump on it.
Yes.
It's certainly not just pay your entry fee and show up.
Yeah.
By invite only.
Parker doesn't remember his high school days. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was just a little bit more than yesterday.
I mean, mine are kind of fuzzy too. As I said today, in less than a month, I could be seeing Parker out on the senior tour. Not the senior bowling tour, the Denny's all-you-can-eat senior tour. That's about the only place I could beat him. Good spare there by Zombra.
Yeah, kind of lets that one slip away from him a little bit. Flags the head pin, but fortunately, fills the frame, makes a spare, and moves right along. Ty Carr getting up here in the third frame, working on a double.
I don't know, Liana, that's kind of what your dad said earlier to me today, too.
The only difference, Parker, when I bowled championship weekend, we had half the field. I think we took the top 24 in each division instead of the top 72.
Blue ball was just a little bit smaller center. But I'll tell you what, it worked fine for this event. Bowlers that Matt had, bowlers that were invited, certainly showed up, and they looked forward to that season-ending event. Just exactly like the bowlers today look forward to it here.
Yep, definitely.
Malia wants to figure out something here to get back on board. A couple of open frames early, and I'll need to say, she's got to get things in the right track.
I agree.
So hopefully this fourth frame will Be a little different scenario here for him.
Jason, I see a lot of whining in the chat box right now.
There is, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Next year's pattern is going to be called the cheese. I can tell you that right now.
Yep. It's going to be spotty.
No, Ryan Grant. Who's that?
Nice spare for Malia. She's finally on the board there with a mark.
Yes. Gannon up now with an opportunity to increase his lead.
Ryan Graham with a good memory. He's still young. He's got a memory.
Strike there for Gannon. Tie up now coming up off the open.
Still young. You just got out of high school last year.
I don't remember Parker bowling on the regional tour. That would be back in the 70s or something.
No, for those listening, I did not bowl any regionals back in the 70s.
60s?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Wasn't even thinking of bowling in the 60s. Gannon throws a strike and then unfortunately throws in a gutter, but comes back with a pretty good shot after that, getting 9. While Ty Cara throws a great shot for a solid 7. Unfortunate break there, but well, at that point, he's on an open frame, so any spare is a good spare.
Definitely.
One of these days when you're on with us, when we're not calling a championship match, I'd love to hear the story of, what got you into bowling when you were young and how you progressed to make it all the way up to your professional career. I would love to hear that story.
Well, that's actually, it's not as long as you would think. As we watch Darren go Brooklyn over there. They all fall over for the strike. Well, he is up on the right lane, 7 count, and trying to make the spare. That looks pretty close. Oh, she hooked right by the one in the front. I was 8 years old, and my mom took me to the bowling center one day, and it was something that I found out that I really liked to do, and I pulled her pant leg to take me back there ever since. I joined my first league when I was 10, and for those of you that are listening that have been to our Parker Bone III Junior Scholarship Tournament, this all happened right at Howell Lanes. So it sure did. So I joined my first league when I was 10. I averaged 93. So almost every bowler here at championship weekend is ahead of me already.
He had me beat back then. I averaged 88 my first league when I was 10.
You were still a day late and $1 short that long ago.
Yeah, well then maybe they put 11 pins in the rack when you were bowling back then. So, bowling there locally, just I'll say slowly but surely, just loved it more, but kept trying to get better. And then the summer that I turned 17 was the summer that my mom got in touch with Dave Davis and his wife Joanne and asked them to actually help me become a better bowler.
That name rings a bell.
So, one of those PBA Hall of Famers. So I was practicing in excess of 200 games per week at that time because I worked at the bowling center. And I'm telling you right now, folks, if I wasn't working, slips by that 5 pin there, Gannon. If I wasn't working at the lanes, I was on the lanes trying to roll a ball down it. And for 3 months, I went from averaging about 178 or 179. I could not average 150. But perseverance would have its ways. Mentally, I felt like I was a pretty mentally tough individual. And then all of a sudden, after 3 months, I realized I could make the vast majority of my spares, and my average went up to 190.
At what age?
At 17.
17.
So that one goes a little bit past the head pin for Gannon, getting 6. Watch Ty up here on the right lane, making his 2 pin. So I could average 190 and just kept working at it, and I'll say little by little.
Oh boy.
And folks, we just lost the internet.
set the power
It's on
outage.
a timer. No, everything's on a timer. What time is it? Timer just
Bowlero
shut us
does
off.
do that.
9:45.
Yep.
The timer. Timer went off. They have a timer set to shut the arcade down at 9:45. And they forgot to turn it off.
Is the phone still on?
No.
Well, we'll find out.
It will be shortly.
Back up.
Yeah, we're still on. We never
There we
lost
go.
it.
Yep. All good. All right. Temporary minor.
Minor setback.
Yeah,
Again.
minor.
Yep. Malia going high, leaving a big split here on the right lane. She is really in the rears right now.
So you were 17, averaging 190.
Yep.
So let's see here. Was that, if of all honesty, were we throwing plastic or urethane back then?
We were throwing plastic, rubber, and urethane had just come out. Urethane came out in 1980. So, but one by one, week by week, game by game. I may not have been bowling 200 games now because league bowling was back on the floor starting September, but I'll tell you this, that I was still in the bowling center as she chops the spare.
She's not. She's just smiling because she knows she's
Well,
a struggle in this game.
What's sad is everything that can go wrong is going wrong right now.
Gannon with a 70-pin lead through 8 frames as he picks off the 7. So
He will be the champion.
yeah, Gannon will win this
He's
match.
going to be the runaway champion.
Yes. So back-to-back weeks. He's 2 for 2 in the postseason.
And we have a tight one going on here on the scratch side.
We do. If Zombra
Scratch
makes
side
a spare,
looks-
it'll be a 4-pin match.
It appears to me that the scratch side is going to come down to the 10th frame.
Definitely.
Just like it did last year.
But, you know, you asked the proverbial question about everything going along the way. I'm going to tell you right now, that as a young teenage bowler, I was no different than all of these competitors out here. I was bowling the JBT with Chuck Pisano, and we know that he retired,
Yeah.
and he's away from it all right now, but it was, honest to God, something that I looked forward to. We only had events once a month then, with an occasional, maybe 2 months out of the year that there might have been a second event. But wow, did we look forward to it.
Got ya. Oh, Zombra with a
Very
break.
fortunate strike there.
That could certainly be a turning point there of the match.
You know, I'm thinking if she's trying to replay Tom Darty right now. I mean, when I'm looking at her score, and I know we need to wait for it to pop back up here, but if you look, outside of one frame that she went 9 miss, she has physically knocked the pin down every single shot.
Yeah, she has.
And Tom Darty did that exact same thing. He did not go 9 miss anywhere, but she is hitting something with every ball, so.
She has to mark to shoot 100. So that's her goal right now. Tie up now, looking to answer Darren's strike. He will
Late trip of the 10.
trip that 10 out.
Yeah, those gold pins don't exactly fly around like those white ones do, so. Oh boy,
Here's
she threw
Malia
that
now.
one wide.
Picks 3 off the right.
She just wanted to make sure she hit another pin again.
Yes. I'm rooting for her to make a spare here because, hate to see somebody not hit 100.
You know, there is the old saying, though, regardless whether she makes a spare, she beat everybody in the field in the handicap division except one.
Yep.
And
she
hit
makes
it.
her spare.
Amazed herself. Wow, Ty Cara working on a strike right now. Fast 8.
Looks like he lost that one just a hair off his hand, pulled it a little left.
Well, he's trying to make it strike.
Yeah.
So by trying to make it strike, subconsciously as a bowler, you're trying to do anything you can to get it to knock over 10 pins. And, well, when you start helping it or forcing it, unfortunately the pins know that.
102 for Malia, 144 with her handicap. Gannon leaves the 136. Ty up now looking for his spare. Spare there for Ty.
I was going to say, I know Ty, unfortunately, last game missed 2 1-pin spares and missed a spare here, but this late in the game, he better not miss another one because I don't think he's going to have it handed right back to him.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Not this late, especially in the championship match.
So since we were talking, just one more quick question. What was your first professional tournament?
My first professional tournament was, believe it or not, a PBA regional, not very far from here, Rocky Spring Lanes.
Rocky Springs. We used to go to Rocky Springs. Probably the same owner back then as it is now.
I have not been there for a long, long time, but someday, hopefully, that will. I'll look forward to that.
The trip on the 10. How'd you do?
I'm going to laugh because it was the first time I actually had to sign an autograph. And I looked right at the young man that asked me to sign his autograph. I said, you don't want me, you want somebody else. And my buddy that I went there with, who was a bona fide PBA member, looked right at me and said, you certainly do have to sign that autograph. The young man wants you. So
Autograph might be worth a little something.
Yeah.
couldn't tell you who I signed it for. So, but I did not cash. I do know that. Aaron Zombro, they were two good shots, but pretty convincingly right there, that foundation frame in the 9th frame. Really puts Ty Kara's back to the wall. He's got to throw a couple of strikes here to even have a chance.
All right, so now then I have to ask, what was your first event on the Big Boy Tour?
Well, there's a couple of different ways of looking at that.
Okay.
I won a spot as an amateur into the Long Island Open.
Got it.
I won a spot as an amateur into Windsor Locks, Connecticut. And my first national stop as a bona fide PBA member would have been Peoria, Illinois, the True Value Open.
Yep.
In 1985, February of 1985.
I will guarantee you right now, I watched the finals of that tournament because I always watched every Saturday.
I wasn't born yet. So.
Thanks, Josh.
Not to kick the, kick dirt a little bit.
Thanks, Josh.
That was tradition in my house that we watched
ABC Wide World of Sports.
ABC, yep. We watched it every Saturday when it was on.
I may have seen it though, because I've watched quite a few retro bowling clips on YouTube.
Chris and Nelson.
Chris Schenkel was an unbelievable person, and I still see Nelson Burton Jr. from time to time. Believe it or not, Nelson Burton Jr. shot 1,100 for 4 games in his league.
Really?
A couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
And when I tell you he shot 1,100, we're talking about a guy that is right around that 80 number in age.
Yes.
There are bona fide, really good local bowlers that never shoot 1,100 for 4 games. Might have to give him a call. Maybe he'll consider going out on tour.
Maybe. Actually, I remember, I obviously couldn't tell you the year or where it was that tie with the strike first ball in the 10th, that he made the finals as the 4 or 5 seed and he ran the ladder. And to be honest, like, I never knew he was a bowler. I just always knew him as a commentator. Never knew that he was a bowler. Again, I was, less than 10 years old, I'm sure. And it was like, oh, wow, he bowls.
He won 17 or 18 times on the PBA Tour. Very, very bona fide bowler.
Nick Stevens asked, Parker, how did it feel to shoot 300 on TV?
That was an exciting day. I will tell you that right now. I shot 299 the year before on TV, and a reporter asked me if I was upset. And I said, well, I'm hurt, believe it or not, for the fans more so than myself, because, the fans live and the fans at home want to see you do that. But I've always said I'm a firm believer, if I get there once, I can do it again. The very next year, I found myself with the front 11, and let's just say that I made a little better pass at it, and fortunately, as we all know, they all fell over.
And Darren Zombro III with a little redemption. is your champion.
He made sure he wasn't going to throw that one wide right.
That's right.
Straight down the middle. Straight is great when you only need a couple of pins. And, well, congratulations to him. What a star-studded weekend he's had.
So he may not have his name on the banner twice, but he's got 2 banners with his name on it.
Absolutely.
Just to show his ambidextrous look and
Little jab at that there at the end.
I'm thinking there might have been a little something there, but gentlemen, I got to go hand out some hardware and
Well, thank you for
thanks a
joining
lot.
us as always.
Absolutely.
Guys, it's been awesome. I will look forward to the next time. I got a feeling that I'll be in this booth from time to time, but more importantly, let's say championship weekend once again here next year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Huge success this weekend. Parker Bone, everyone, joining us for the 19th season.
Michael Zombro says, just goes to show you the left is easier.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our 23rd season of the PJBT and our Invitational Championship. Our runner-up finisher in the scratch division, getting a $500 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Ty Cara.
Ty Cara, second place in the scratch division. $500. Scholarship.
Nice job. Our runner-up finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $500 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Malia Briggs.
Malia Briggs, second place in the handicap division.
And our winners for today. These bowlers not only take home the title, but they will be on the triangular banner that will be added for the 2021-22 Invitational Champion. Receiving a $1,000 scholarship and the first place trophy goes to Darren Zombro III.
Darren Zombro III, redemption.
And our winner in the handicap division, making it 2 weeks in a row in the postseason, a $1,000 scholarship and the first place trophy to Gannon Lindemuth.
Gannon Lindemuth, back-to-back weeks in the postseason. All right, let me set up the cameras. We'll get some interviews.
We'll get a picture with our winners, and then we'll send them back for a final interview. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to join us next weekend as our postseason continues. We'll have the final Sunday afternoon of the PJBT PA Masters Tournament. And the following week, we will be hosting the best tournament in Lancaster, PA, Best 2.0. Have a great evening, and thanks for joining us this weekend. And, oh, I almost forgot. And thank Mr. Parker Bone III for joining us.
Excellent. Come on in, Gannon. All right, we are here with our handicap division champion, making it back-to-back weeks in the postseason, Mr. Gannon Lindemuth.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
2 for 2.
Yep.
You gonna make it 3 for 3 next week?
Maybe.
Should we make it 4 for 4 then the week after?
Yeah.
Yeah? So tell me, which one is better, the Bracket Survivor Tournament or this one?
Well, I gotta say, like, honestly, this one.
Okay.
Because, like, I had more help from my family and friends.
Okay.
And honestly, I just want to thank everyone here for their
Okay.
support here.
Well, that's awfully nice of you. So, the pattern,
Yeah.
hard or easy?
It was tough. It was tough to overcome.
Was it? So what was it then that made you overcome it?
I just kept trying.
That's the greatest answer that I think I've ever heard. I just kept trying.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
14.
14. See that? For everybody out here listening right now, that's the best answer I've ever gotten. I just kept trying. So who are these people that are recording me right now? And you, of course.
Those are my parents, and I want to thank them along with the staff here for letting me be here today, and at ABC North, Matt and Earl.
Earl? And you bowl out of ABC North? Is that where you bowl your
Yep.
leagues? That's awesome. Awesome. So how are you going to celebrate? Besides sleep?
Driving home and
Driving
getting
home?
some ice cream.
Ooh.
And maybe laying down on my bed and just like playing some video games.
Oh, whoa. Nothing wrong with that. That's a great way to... Ice cream
Yep.
and video games. I can't think of a better way to celebrate either. All right, so we will see if next Sunday night you're standing here with me in a different bowling center.
Yep.
Getting interviewed up in Allentown.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the Handicap Division Championship in the 23rd Annual Invitational, making it back-to-back weeks in the postseason, Mr. Gannon Lindemuth. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Let's bring Darren in. Yeah, it's like we just did this. So, redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you wanted last year, you really wanted your name on the banner twice, but now you got 2 banners with your name on it.
Makes up for it.
Yeah.
But the big match was against Brandon Bone.
Yeah.
Because of last year, I beat him out. I was thinking he was gonna get revenge from me.
Yep.
For yesterday and last year.
And you came out on top again. So, tell me, 2012 Asian Games long. How'd you play it?
First like couple games, I was playing up the boards around like 10, shooting pretty good, and then I lost it. I shoot like 170 in there, match play out. Got to like plus 40, and then match play turns. They open a lot.
Mm-hmm. That they did. For
Move
sure.
left, throw my GB4 Pearl.
Okay.
Swinging it.
Okay.
And then when I shot 160 over here and came through, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah?
Lucky breaks.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Wasn't throwing the greatest ball the first couple games, and then finally started letting the ball read, slow everything down.
Yep.
And just made it happen.
So, you've had a pretty good first 2 weeks of the postseason as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as good as Gannon with winning,
Yeah.
but you know what? You won last night. I'm not sure the last time we had winners. I believe it was Michael Martell won Saturday night and Sunday, if I remember correctly, back a few years ago. So we haven't done that for a little while. So obviously you're going to be at Masters and you're going to be at Best 2.0,
Yep.
trying to make it a really good postseason, stacking that. Okay, thank you. Stacking that scholarship money, because then you're off to college.
Yep.
Have you decided where you're going?
Yes, I'm going.
Where are you going?
McKendree.
McKendree.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you're going to be rooming with Colby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not the first year.
No, obviously not.
But yeah.
All right.
Gonna be with him.
So you're gonna be getting up for the 5:30 practice sessions and stuff? Yeah. Yeah, you can handle all that.
Yeah.
All right. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank Pure Jeff Smith helping us out and everything, supporting my dad, of course, helping me, support me through the whole tournament, bring me here and everything. And I like support my family and friends.
And how are you going to celebrate?
How am I gonna celebrate?
Besides sleep.
I'm gonna sleep. That's all. Maybe. Yeah, that's really it.
Is school done for you guys yet?
No, I have graduation. I have a graduation practice tomorrow.
Tomorrow? When do you graduate?
And then I graduate Tuesday.
Well, thankfully, your school does it right. It doesn't have a weekend graduation to interfere with anything.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the Invitational Championship on the scratch side, the $1,000 first prize in scholarship money. Banking it. You had a great scholarship season. One of the best we've ever had. Mr. Darren Zombro III.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So, I don't see anybody else coming to talk to me, wanting to come in. So, we're going to wrap this up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this entire weekend. Thank you to Parker Bone. Thank you to all the other pros that were here. We will see you next Sunday when we do the finals of the Masters Tournament. If you want to bowl the Masters Tournament, it starts Saturday at noon. Just contact us at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com and get entered. We are still taking spots. And then the following week, don't forget Best 2.0. Information on both those tournaments can be found on our website at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. All right, we will see you next Sunday up in Allentown. Until then, have a great one. See ya.